Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Summer Jazz Room at home. We are not at home. We are in the Shea Center for Performing Arts. And hopefully you are at home, relaxing. We hope we can enjoy this evening of jazz. We are really very, very glad to be able to bring this music to you tonight, as we did last night, as we will Thursday and Friday night as well. It's just a terrific thing that William Paterson has supported the Summer Jazz Room this year in the midst of the pandemic and all that we've been going through as a society and as a global society as well. And before we begin and before I introduce tonight's artist, I'd like to give a couple of thank yous because it's been a huge pivot for us to record these live at Shea Center. Socially distanced as we are, in front without an audience, but we know that you're out there, and we can imagine you and see you in our mind's eye in the audience. But before I introduce the artist, as I said, I'd like to give a few thank yous. Al Schaefer, Lou Hamill, and their crew at Shea, we could not have done it without them. They are just absolutely tremendous hard workers, inspirational in terms of ideas of what we had to go through to get this to you and to put this production together. I'd also like to thank Dean Loretta McLaughlin-Vignier of the College of Arts and the Dean of the College of Arts and Communications at William Paterson University, and the New Jersey State Council of the Arts as well for supporting the jazz room in general. So tonight's artist is someone who is actually an alumnus of William Paterson University. She has played all over the world, telling me the other day she spent quite some time in Japan. She's actively recording, has an album with a big band in the can, waiting to be released soon, and is quite active on the scene in the New York metropolitan area and indeed touring all over the world. Alexis Cole is quite a remarkable individual. I was able to speak with her for a few minutes the other night, as you've probably just seen if you watched the sitting-in version. She's very, very resourceful. She has an amazing spirit. And it was great to hear about a lot of the projects that she's working on. Hopefully she'll be able to tell you about a little of those in the breaks between tunes, working on a website, for a teaching website for voice and things of that nature. One of the rising stars, I guess you might call her, or an established star, an established vocal star in our New York area and beyond. She brings a bunch of great musicians here tonight that she will introduce as we go forward with the set. So before she comes out, I'd like to turn the microphone over to my esteemed colleague, Dr. David Dempsey, who's going to tell you a little bit about some of the special ways that we are trying to raise money for the jazz program here. We're not selling t-shirts tonight, but we have other ways that you can give and you can help support this wonderful program. So without any further ado, Dr. Dempsey.
Thank you, Tim. Great to be here, and thank you for being out there. As Tim said, we can see you out there, and I think I can speak for the whole band in saying, for heaven's sake, put some pants on. I mean, really, this is a huge support to the band to do that. So what we would like to do is tell you just for a second about how this all works. We are paying these artists this week. We're supporting these artists, and we are hoping that in turn, you will support the jazz program. A huge amount of the money that you put towards tickets, toward admission costs, goes for the scholarship endowments that we have created here at William Paterson in the names of Thad Jones, James Williams, Mulgrew Miller, now as of last fall, sadly, but historically, Harold Mayburn, and a number of other important scholarship foundations that we have created in those artists' names. Also, we have the 88 Keys fund that is going to help raise money to purchase a new Steinway concert grand for this hall. So this is all going, as I said, from us to the artists, but from you to these scholarship entities. And we hope you will support that. It's all on the website. There's a drop down. If you go to the WP Presents, there's a way to get to it. But also if you go to the William Paterson Foundation, you can get to it. So there's a number of ways to give. It's very simple, and you can think small. You can think $5 or $10 or $15, or if you or your family want to think bigger, you can contact the foundation and do that as well. So I hope you will enjoy this great concert, and as you meet them, you will see we have assembled, Alexis has assembled a truly all-star band, some world-class artists here, and it's so great to hear them live and in person here, recorded for you. Please greet Alexis Cole and friends.
A mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters, oh, to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbows and waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Wood River, and me. in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbows and waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Moon River and me. A 1, 2, 3, 4. I love the East, I love the West, North and South, they're both best. But I only go there as a guest, 'cause I love being here with you. I love the rocks, I love the shore, I love the sea, and what is more, with you they would never be a bore, 'cause I love being here with you. Singing in the shower, laughing by the hour, life is such a crazy game. I love all kinds of weather, as long as we're together. I want to hear you say my name. I like good wine and fine cuisine. Candlelight, I love the scene. Baby, don't you know just what I mean? I love being here with you. Singing in the shower, laughing by the hour. Life is such a crazy game. I love all kinds of weather as long as we're together. Come on and say my name. I like good wine and fine cuisine. Candlelight, I love the scene. Baby, don't you know just what I mean? 'Cause I love being here with you. I love here with you. I just love being here with you. Thank you so much for those thunderous applause, friends at home and studio audience. Well, that song was chosen with a little bit of irony because, of course, we are not together. But this is such a wonderful opportunity for us to be together and to share what we have with you. So we are so, so grateful for your support and for the college, the university, and for all that everyone is doing to make the arts continue in this turbulent time. This next song is one of those songs that tells us a little bit about the story of hope. My favorite line in this song is about when the snow comes, you can still imagine that there is going to be a summer again. Here is Estate. Estate. You bathe me in the glow of your caresses. You turned my timid nose to eager yeses. You sweep away my sorrows with your sigh. Estate. Oh, how your golden sunlight bends the willow. Your blossoms pour their perfume on my pillow. Oh, who could know you half as well as I? Always feel you near me. In every song the morning breeze composes, in all the tender wonder of the roses. Each time the setting sun smiles on the sea. Estate. And when you sleep beneath a snowy cover, I'll hold you in my heart just like a lover, and wait until you come again to me. sleep beneath a snowy cover. I'll hold you in my heart just like a lover and wait until you come again to me. This next song is a real William Paterson story. So a few years ago, actually 2013, more than a few years ago, 7 years ago, I got to record an album for Venus Records with the great band One for All. And that band is mostly comprised of people who met here at William Paterson while they were in undergrad, and they are still together, performing occasionally. Some of the members live outside of the country. But I got to record with them, and this next arrangement was inspired by the trumpet player in that band, Jim Rotundi, for an arrangement he wrote of Cry Me a River for that album. And a few years ago, I was the closing act on the Jerome Kern celebration at Carnegie Hall, and I had to write an arrangement of Yesterday's. And I did what Picasso says. He says, good artists borrow, great artists steal. So I'm trying to steal this, but I did call him and let him know we were going to add this song to the broadcast. And just for this occasion, I wrote horn parts to it, and those parts were inspired, stolen, some of them, from Jim Rotundi's arrangement from Cry Me a River. So I don't usually write horn charts, so it was so great to have his wonderful pen. And I love the sound of the One for All horns. They're just like, to me, the classic horn trio, sound. So this is a world premiere of my Jim Rotundi and my arrangement of Yesterday's. And I love this salacious verse that nobody ever does, and I discovered it when I was working on the programming for the Jerome Kern celebration. Oh, check it out. I'm going to sing it up top. And I asked the great K.T. Sullivan why she thought that they got rid of this verse, why nobody sings it anymore. It's not a verse, it's just an alternate lyric. And she said she thought it was too salacious. We'll see what you think. Joys were mine to take, mine to give. Joy is free and flaming life was mine to live. Sad am I, glad am I, for today I'm dreaming of yesterdays, days I knew as happy, sweet, sequestered days, olden days, golden days, days of mad romance and love. Then youth was mine, truth was mine, joy is free and flaming life, forsooth was mine. Sad am I, glad am yesterday. Yesterdays, days I knew as happy, sweet, sequestered days, golden days, olden days, days of mad romance and love. Then youth was mine, truth was mine, joyous, free, and flaming life, forsooth, was mine. Said am I, glad am I, for today I'm dreaming of yesterday. We're going to let the horns take a break for a moment. What's up? Yeah. All right, so this next song is an original. I don't write a lot. My father's actually an amazing composer, and for his 70th birthday this year, I got him the gift of working with somebody who's a great transcriber and has been writing down all of his songs because he writes them, but he just kind of scratches them on paper. And I know, if in the future, I'm not expecting him to go anytime soon. Our family usually, everybody lives to about 100. But anyway, if there were a future, if I didn't do this now, it would never get done. And then everybody in the family is going to be looking at me saying, what did Dad write? And I'm going to have a big question mark and say, I have no idea what he wrote. So I'm so happy. We've already gotten about 10 songs in the G drive of his, and we're working with the great pianist Lee Tomboulian. My father's name is Mark Finck, and he's just an incredible composer. Anyway, so I'm not trying to compete with my dad because he's amazing. But I've been really enjoying writing some songs during this time as well. This is one that I wrote last year. Unfortunately, I got dumped, and I say that we didn't break up. No, he definitely. I was dating this guy, and he decided to go out with somebody else instead. So that really hurt my feelings, and but it gave me a lot of time to practice, and I had a big gig coming up soon after that happened, luckily. So I put all my energy into practicing for that gig. And I also came up with this song because this guy was a musician, and I thought, wow, I guess he wasn't really that into me because he was always writing songs, and he said, the songs just flow out of me. I can't help it. I don't know why you can't write. I'm writing all the time. He didn't even say that. I just made that up. But anyway, so I thought I was practicing Blues for Alice for my etudes kind of practice, and I was like, man, why was Alice so great that Charlie Parker wrote a song about her, and then this guy, who's got songs flowing out of him, he never wrote a song for me. So I figured I'd have to write my own song. And it got me thinking about all the other songs that musicians have written, all the other women that musicians have written songs for. And I actually went on Facebook and I asked my Facebook friends, I said, what are some, I crowdsourced, names of songs with women's names. And every time someone sent one in, it was like getting a hug at a time I really needed a hug. So this is what I put together from their entries. And the song is a ballad. It's written to the changes of Blues for Alice, and I call it Blues for All Us. Why's Alice so great? What's she got over me? How about Stella, Laura, or Emily? As far as I can see, I'm all a man wants me to be, and yet there's no song for me. Well, Debbie's got a waltz, and Joan's got tones. When Betty came along, she got her own song. I thought maybe that you might write a song for me, perhaps an 8-bar blues. Alice got 12, but who's counting? I guess I'll have to write my own song, 'cause now you've moved on, taking all the melodies and chords, but you left behind a few. And though I meant to write a song for me, it seems I wrote a song for you. No, Georgia Brown isn't sweeter than me. Neither is Janine or Sister Sadie. Miss Otis has regrets, and so do I. The day we met, see, there I go, writing you into my song again. I guess I'll have to write a new song so I can move on. A song that makes me sing and dance till my heart runs free. I'm waiting for the day when someone else will sing this song I wrote with me. Shooby-doo-wee, in my room practicing my bebop by the telephone. Won't someone come and save me while I'm young? Don't wanna leave my song unsung. Don't wanna give up on romance. I believe that someday he will find me, and then he'll write me a song that everyone will want to play. To keep the blues away, I guess I'll practice blues for Alice every day. My bebop by the telephone. Won't someone come and save me while I'm young? Don't wanna leave my song unsung. Don't wanna give up on romance. I believe that someday he will find me, and then he'll write me a song that everyone will want to play. Until love comes my way, I guess I'll practice blues for Alice every day. This next song is by Billy Joel, and when I lived in Tokyo, Tim mentioned that I spent a lot of time there. I was there for 2.5 years playing and singing in a lounge, and that's where I really got started playing the piano and singing. And this song was really special to me because I got so homesick, and I would sit and play this, and actually, you know, some of the things that Billy Joel references in this song are actually features that are found in Tokyo as well. There's a lot of water and bridges and rivers, and it just really, whenever I would get homesick, I would ride my bike over to the waterfront where it kind of looks like Manhattan and try to just feel consoled. And so this song was something I really enjoyed singing that made me feel closer to home while I was away. And that was one of the great things about joining the Army. Tim, did you mention that I was in the Army? Briefly, I mean, with these guns, who could question? No, just kidding. Sorry. I've been doing CrossFit, so I'm working on my guns. But anyway, no, I was in the Army, and one of the great things about that job was that it allowed me to live somewhere. Most people join the Army, you know, to travel, but I got to live in the Hudson Valley, which is somewhere that I always wanted to be, and I still live there now and really love that area. And Billy Joel lived there right by West Point, which is where I was stationed, and I just really think his music gives me a sense of place. So this is an arrangement that I wrote that Scott Archangel, also an alumnus of William Paterson, arranged for big band, and we've reduced that arrangement for 3-horn. And the same with Triste. And Moon River was also from the album I did with One for All, and that was David Hazeltine's arrangement. So, all right, so New York State of Mind. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood, hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. I'm taking a Greyhound on a Hudson River line. I'm in a New York state of mind. movie stars and their fancy cars and their limousines. Been high in the Rockies under the evergreens. I know what I'm needing, and I don't want to waste more time. I'm in a New York state of mind. Oh, it was so easy living day by day, out of touch with the rhythm and blues. But now I need a little give and take. The New York Times or the Daily News. Comes down to reality, it's fine with me 'cause I've let it slide. Don't care if it's Chinatown or a riverside. Don't have any reasons, I've left them all behind. I'm in a New York state of mind. Living day by day, out of touch with the rhythm and blues. But now I need a little give and take. The New York Times or the Daily News. It comes down to reality, it's fine with me 'cause I've let it slide. Don't care if it's Chinatown or a riverside. Don't have any reasons, I've left them all behind. I'm in a New York state of mind. No, 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 dee, dee, dee. No, 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 no.
Beautiful. Don Braden. And Don is someone that I met here first at William Paterson when I was a student back in the day. And we've been playing together a lot over the years. We played together at the Carlisle. I had a residency there last summer. That was fantastic. And at Smoke, yeah, we had our Smoke residency for 2 months, January and February this year. Was that this year? 2020? Wait, no, it was last year. Yeah, of course. Nobody was playing in January and February. January and February we were playing a lot. Actually, it's so funny. All this started, but I had this. I think I said this in the interview, so I don't want to be too redundant. But I had this great touring from January until March. I was in Japan. I was in Miami. I was in Canada. I was skiing. I told them already I was skiing. It was just a great, great time. So now that I've been staying home all this time, I feel like, I got everything in. I lived really, really, really strong for the winter, in the beginning of spring. And I hope you did too. But I know a lot of people had a lot of things canceled, and so I hope we're all going to make up for it when we can get out again and do all the things we love to do. All right. This next song, this is one of the songs that is on my big band CD that I recorded with the Cal State Long Beach Band, and will be coming out eventually. And it's a beautiful arrangement of Joe Beam's Triste by Scott Archangel. And this is going to feature Joe Magnarelli on the trumpet. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Triste viver na solidão, nada cruel de uma paixão. Triste saber que ninguém pode viver de ilusão, que nunca vai ser, nunca vai dar. O sonho do tem que acordar. Tua beleza, Maria, jamais por pobre coração. E para te ver passar, só pra me maltratar. Triste viver na solidão. feel the strain. A heart that stops when you pass by, only to cause me pain. Sad is to live in solitude.
Joe Magnarelli, Don Braden. Let's introduce this great band. It's a little funny to introduce the band with nobody applauding after each name, but I'm just going to imagine the many times I've heard those applause. So we'll applaud for each other. How about that? All right. So on piano, we have Ted Rosenthal. Yay. On the bass, this is the great David Finck. On the drums, another William Paterson alumnus, Joe Spinelli. Yes. And our horn players, we already introduced the great Don Braden, a teaching alumnus. And this is Joe Magnarelli. Wonderful. You're not an alumnus of here. Are you from Purchase? Oh. That's great. Cool. And you all know you guys know Tim Newman, director of the series. Wonderful. Great to have you on the bandstand and play together. Thank you. All right. So we're going to let some of the horns take a rest for a moment, and we're going to play one of our songs from the days of Wine and Roses. No, from the days at the Carlisle and Smoke with Don on flute. Can you give up your chart for this? You're such a... Great, guys. Ted, we could do like the two keyboard thing. That's cool in rock music. I've always wanted to play second keyboards. All right, guys. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, fast. Dia de luz, festa de sol e banquinho de liçar no macio azul do mar. Tudo é moral, amor se faz num banquinho pelo mar que desliza sem parar. Semente sal, nossa caçal vai saindo de cima do sol. Beijo vago e luz de astral azuis. Voltando ao mar, desmaia sol e o banquinho de liçar e eu vontade de contar. Santa azul que haste sul e o banquinho coração deslizando no caçal. Tudo isso e parte, tudo isso e traz uma cama de varal e tal. O banquinho vai, a taquinha cai.
skies bright, heading out into the blue with the crew of only two, where we can share love's salty air on a little paradise that's afloat. Not a care have we in my little boat. The wind is still, we feel the thrill of a voyage having bound, though we only drift around. Warmed by the sun, two hearts as one, beating with enchanted bliss, melting in each other's kiss. When daylight ends and slyly sends little stars to twinkle brightly above. Here's goodbye to my little boat of love. It's goodbye to my little boat of love. It's goodbye to my little boat of love. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. 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 My little boat.
Yeah, guys. Woo! Thank you. All right. Yeah. She's so good at sharing. Yeah. Beautiful. That was fun. Yeah. All right. So David and I have been playing together since, I think the first time that I heard you, I wrote down in my contacts that I saw the other day, was in 2012 at the APAP convention. You played on a Motema showcase, and that was where I heard you for the first time. And I think it was shortly after that we began playing together. David's smiling. I can tell he's smizing. So I can, it's okay. You don't have, oh, wow, I've never seen you smile like that before. But, so we've been playing together pretty much since then. And David is one of the most lyrical and just amazing bassists that I've ever met. And I love comping for his solos, and I love hearing his solos, and I love his arco work so much. And most of all, I love his sense of humor. He's written a few really funny songs that tell me that I'm not mistaken. But this next song has some humorous bits, and I've always felt like it's just been a real highlight to get to play with you. So I'm so happy to be reunited. We had a lot of gigs canceled. You know, in the meantime, we really had a lot of work with our trio with Kenny Hassler. And it's just great to be back playing with old friends and new ones. So here's Jitterbug Waltz. Oh, and I want to say one more thing. So this song, I know there's a lot of versions out there, but the person that I most admire singing this is the wonderful vocalist Marguerite Juneman. And as Tim mentioned before, and as I said in the interview, I have started this new website, jazzvoice.com. And who knew that name would be available? Kind of amazing, right? And the website aims to be a place where people, both aspiring professionals, passionate amateurs, and really all the New York vocalist friends have joined on too, where we can learn and be inspired together. So you can book lessons, private lessons on the website, and there's also skills building workshops and professional development sessions. And one of the greatest things that has come out of me developing this website is that one of my greatest idols, Marguerite Juneman, has agreed to teach on the site. And as part of that, her albums were previously unavailable online. I had copies from when I saw her once at Cornelia Street Cafe years ago. She lives in Boulder, Colorado. And anyway, I had long wished that I could share her albums with other singers because I think she's a tremendous talent. And there really wasn't much. And as part of this, getting her on the site and everything, she gave me permission in her name to post the records online. These records were recorded in '99 and 2001, I think. And it's just, so now, please, everybody search for Marguerite Juneman. This album that she sings this song on is called Night Wind, and it's with just a duo with Art Landy. And it's a dedication to Fats Waller. The whole album is spectacular. And now you can listen to it because of the connection that I made with her through jazzvoice.com. So I dedicate this song to her, and I'm really grateful that she's on our teaching staff, and for all the other teachers too, but she's a real special favorite of mine. And I don't think I'm gonna have another chance to mention this, so I'll also say that Nancy Morano, who was my teacher when I was here at William Paterson, is also on the teaching staff at jazzvoice.com. So it's a pretty been a really amazing way to feel connected with the singers that I admire and who make me want to sing. All right. The night is getting on, the band is getting slow, the crowd is almost gone, but here we are, still dancing. Nothing to do but waltz. My feet can barely move, my legs are yelling whoa, but we're in such a groove that love is still advancing. Nothing to do but waltz. You can't suggest that we should go on jitterbugging. We've nothing left for moves more strenuous than hugging. And we don't need much room to gently cut a rug in, we two. Oh, we're dead on our feet, and it's hours since we've eaten, but what can we do? Tired and out of juice, and yet from head to toe, my body's feeling loose and warm and kind of supple. Nothing to do but waltz. The minutes slip away, my arms just won't let go. I think I'd like to stay till we're the only couple. Nothing to do but waltz. You never know how far this sort of thing can get you. We're not as tired as we would like to think, I'll bet you. You'd stay up half the night with me if I would let you. So come, let the waltz play again and again. Spinning too, and I'm just grooving with them. Nothing to do but waltz. The universe is shrunk, there's no place left to go, and I'm completely drunk on this three-quarter rhythm. Nothing to do but waltz. Must forgive me if I seem a little mellow. Tonight I think I may have found myself a fellow. And if the evening casts its magic spell over me, well, all of that's true, 'cause right here with you is where I want to be. I'm floating on the beat, and though I'm moving slow, my heart feels so much heat that I've begun to smolder. Nothing to do but waltz. The universe is shrunk, there's no place left to go, and I'm completely drunk on this three-quarter rhythm. Nothing to do but waltz. It's nice to feel us both get hot beneath the collar. Where else can you get thrills like this for just $1?
I plan to keep you here all night with me unless you holler. In love with the jitterbug waltz, with the jitterbug. Baby, do you do ba do you do ba do you do you do baby do you do ba you do ba would I did do you do what would that do baby you do ba would did you do in love with the in love with the jitterbug waltz. David Finck.
All right. We're going to bring Ted Rosenthal back on the piano for a little duo. In our rehearsal today, Ted played 3 notes of the song, and the minute I opened my mouth to sing, I just burst out crying like uncontrollable sobs, and I still don't even know why. Something about this is the first time I've sung with anybody since this started, since March, and it was just very emotional for me. And I've been, pretty much at my computer terminal day and night for the last few months while I've been creating this website. And I've been playing some stuff once in a while online by myself, but there's just nothing like making music with people. And the song is called Never Let Me Go. And I want to mention that this was also a favorite of the great Harold Mayburn, who we miss so much and was such a fixture here at William Paterson. So we'd like to dedicate this song to him.
Never let me go. Love me much too much. If you let me go, life would lose its touch. What would I be without you? There's no place for me without you. Never let me go. I'd be so lost if you went away. There'd be 1,000 hours in the day without you, I know. Because of one caress, my world was overturned. At the very start, all my bridges burned by my flaming heart. You'd never leave me, would you? You couldn't hurt me Never let me go. I'd be so lost if you went away. There'd be 1,000 hours in the day. Without you, I'd know. Because of one caress, my world was overturned. At the very start, all my bridges burned by my flaming heart. You'd never leave me, would you? You couldn't hurt me, could you? Never let me go. Never let me go.
Ted Rosenthal, beautiful job. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Oh, look, it's the band. They're back. Hi, guys. Yay. Yeah, we're going to close with, this is an arrangement of mine, expanded by Scott Archangel. And I wrote this arrangement while I was walking through a field. I was just out of college, and I was in Staten Island, walking through a meadow, singing this song, which references a meadow full of forget-me-nots. Anyway, the arrangement stuck, and we recorded it on a 2004 album called Nearer the Sun. And, I should mention, I brought my CDs to sell, but none of you guys are here. So if you want, you can just go to my website, alexiscole.com, and look on my music page and order a CD, and I'll send it to you through the mail. It'll be magic. Or you can download it. Or if you have lost your job and you just want to listen to my music for free, you can do that too on Spotify or YouTube, anywhere where music is found. But the CDs still make great gifts and goes towards supporting the individual artists and their friends. These are my friends. So thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much to Tim and Dr. Dempsey. Sorry. Dr. Newman? Dr. Newman and Dr. Dempsey for having us here. It's been really spectacular. It's always great to come back to my alma mater. I love this place, and I love what they do here. And I came here at such an important time. I was coming from a college that wasn't a good fit for me, even though it's a great school. And coming here just was such an affirmation of who I was and what I wanted to do in music. And I just feel like it's stayed with me all my professional career. And now that I teach at SUNY Purchase, I've been the jazz voice professor there for 6 years. And it's the style of education here is something that I've tried to bring to Purchase, and I feel like it's a very good fit there. So, and I love this place. Thank you for having us today. Oh, I'll go first. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Da da ba 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 be do we ba we ba da da do 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 we ba do do way.
You make me feel so young. Oh, you make me feel so spring and sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, oh, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. Oh, you and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I want to feel the way I do today. 'Cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. Oh, you make me feel so spring is sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, oh, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and toss the moon like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across a meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung and bells to be rung and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I want to feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Have a great
you.
night.
Thank you, Alexis. Thank you, Alexis Cole.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Alexis Cole. Well, that was a great set of music. Thank you so much for watching. It was really great to be able to play music with musicians again live in the same space. And I just wanted to let you know that coming up tomorrow night at 7:30, we have Akiko Tsuruga and her quintet, wonderful band. And then Friday night, it's Steve Touré and friends. We hope you're enjoying this jazz week. We're sorry we can't see you in person, but we're glad to be able to bring you this music, and hope you will see us, that is, tomorrow night, Thursday night, and also Friday night. So thank you. Have a good rest of your evening. Good night.